Hola amigos, bien ok, saludos desde Medellín, otro día tan bonita aquí. Entonces, hoy como dice ayer, hoy solo 9 días hasta terminar con estos 90 días. Entonces, quiero demostrar poco cómo estoy preparando, como dice ayer, este sprint. So, today, 9 days left until the end of our 90 days. So I'm just going to show you briefly part of what I'm doing in what I've called this sprint. This like last sort of week and a half to try and finally improve the bits I'm not so good at, the weak points. So one of the ways I'm doing this is I've gone back and I've looked at a couple of, like a key sentence that I've been able to rewrite several times, each time just changing the tense. So the time expression I'm using to help me show better how these patterns work, to give me a better sense of, okay, that's the kind of thing I want to say, it's what I want to express, so I need to use this form in order to do that. So I'll give you an example. So if I say this general sentence, yo llego a la oficina, preparó un café, me siento y llamó a un cliente. So I arrived at the office, I prepared a coffee, and I sat down and called a client. So, okay, that's fairly easy, sort of past stuff. But then if I say it a slightly different way, yo he llegado a la oficina, he preparado un café, me he sentado y he llamado a un cliente. This is an easier way for me to answer what will be a more common question. So the question then will be, what have you done, like so far today? Well, I have arrived at the office, he llegado a la oficina. I have prepared a coffee, he preparado un café. I have sat down, me he sentado, and I have called a client, he llamado a un cliente. So just by changing the form of the same sentence, really, I've just added a bit in to change the expression. It's a way of helping show me how the form changes. So now I've got perhaps a more useful sentence. So, he preparado un café, I have prepared a coffee, is perhaps a more useful expression than just preparar un café. I prepared a coffee. Because if we think about it, the way we're normally asked the question, what have you done? The way we normally answer that is, I have done this. We don't just say made coffee. I have made coffee. So it's a way of looking at perhaps more common questions that you might get, and what is the more usual, what's the more usual or more useful answer you would give in that situation. And hopefully that will help you untangle any confusion you've got. If, like me, I get confused with how I'm supposed to answer this, I tend to use the wrong form, so I might have gone with preparar un café, whereas what I really want to say is he preparado un café. Now obviously in Spanish there's a lot more changes to the verbs, and this is the thing that was confusing me. So I'm hopeful that by using this like a base sentence, which really is the same thing repeated in different ways many times, it's going to help to reinforce in my memory how the verbs generally change depending on the subtlety of what I want to express. So that's the idea really. Pick one particular sentence, let's say, that you can rewrite many different ways to help show you very clearly how subtly you can change it to really change the way you're expressing something, even though you're talking about the same thing. So have a go at that. Hopefully you might find that quite useful. I've got to persevere with this. I've got a couple more rounds of this to do. So this is really just a read and repeat exercise. So as well as reading it out loud, obviously I'm practicing my pronunciation, I'm practicing speaking as well as practicing the different forms of expression around the same topic. So have a go at that, see how you find it, and buena suerte. I'll see you next time. Cheerio for now.